Hey guys, Matt721 here, and this is going to be another video on Power Revolution Geopolitical Simulator 4. So this one today is actually a request from a commenter, and they've asked me to create, I think it's going to be a fairly challenging scenario, but I think I can do it, because I believe I can do it, and I've done a few practice runs of this, because I don't really do this type of thing usually. Yeah, and I'm pretty competent. So I think for this series I have been told that I have 5 main goals. So my first main goal is to create an African, like, a bit like the EU, but in Africa. So the entire of Africa, which is going to be pretty challenging, because not only have I got to revive my economy, I've also got to revive the economy of 53 other countries in order to be able to make that. They did actually only say at least 3 countries. So the goals for this are actually on the second American elections video that I made, if you want to check that out. The commenter was on that video. The second goal is I've got to make a free trade union, which should be probably the easiest one on the list. Then I have to connect all the cities together. When I say cities, it's the big cities. So that's Pretoria, Johannesburg, where is it? Bloemfontein, Durban, and Cape Town. Which Cape Town's all the way out here, so we'll have to pay a lot for that. I might just do like a highway that runs down the bottom here, because I think that might, when connecting these two together. And they're supposed to be individually linked, but I don't, because of some of the locations of that, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to, some of them will be individually linked, but I don't think most of them will be, but some of them I might have to, like with Cape Town, obviously, because that's ages away from anywhere else. I will just connect them to those 2 closest cities. So the other goals were, if I can remember rightly, was to make a good railway network across the entire of Africa, which I can't really do, but I can do it more regionally. I can make this south portion here, I can probably try and do. I can make Lesotho, they can probably join in Mozambique, Botswana. Probably can't with Zimbabwe, because I don't really have good relations with them. And I had to get poverty under 5%, which, you know, I think that's not too difficult. I could probably do that. So looking at, oh, and by the way, sorry, before I get into the video, one more thing, I just wanted to say that I am also going to be doing a Libyan Civil War series alongside this one. So don't worry if you enjoy this one more, if you enjoy the Libya one. They're probably going to run parallel to each other, so the videos are going to be coming each, probably alternating, but I don't know about that. So don't worry, they're not going to go. It's South Africa won't go anywhere, Libya won't go anywhere. They're both going to be out there. So just looking at the base stats, the thing that grabs my attention is probably the unemployment rate, which is 25%, which on one hand is terrible. But on the other hand, it means that we have a lot of room to grow our economy, which is one of the things I'm looking forward to. So the growth is not too bad, it's pretty stable. Inflation's pretty on the high side, that's not great, and the deficit's not too bad, and the debt's okay. So I reckon the first thing, oh, and by the way, I'm going to be filming this by, I'm just going to give you quick 6 monthly updates, so twice a year, and I probably do 2 or 3 of them in videos. So the first thing I want to do before I move on and advance is going to be the high-speed train, and I'm going to be going from Pretoria to Johannesburg. It's a pretty quick one, if I can just confirm that. I think if I put it up to maximum, it'll end up like that, and that should take away a lot of the manpower that will be doing that, and the cost isn't too expensive. It's about $1 billion, I think, so that's not too bad. And if I might actually just put it down to be 3 months, because I've got time. I think I did it on the other time when I did it was 13 per mile, so I'm gonna do that and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm gonna fast forward time. Oh, I'm also, just a quick thing, because of how difficult this challenge could be, I'm going to be doing it on easy difficulty mode. I'm not going to be listening to this guy's advice, I'm just going to have him here, and I want the popularity to be pretty stable so that I don't get overthrown at the last minute while I'm doing this, which nothing like that should happen, but it would be a crying shame if I'd developed all of this and to then be deposed at the last minute. So yeah, I think I'll fast forward time now. So it's just a quick update on the situation after 6 months. So this first one that I built, the highway that goes from Pretoria to Johannesburg, that one's done, so that's great. It was done pretty quickly, it worked well. This other highway that I'm doing is the Pretoria to Durban highway, which also stops along the way as Newcastle, because to be honest, when it comes to the links, I honestly think the more cities I can get in that link and connected to the highways, the better, really, because I want to make the economy better for everyone, not just the people living in the cities. The only issue that I've found currently is Bloemfontein to Durban is going to be a bit of an issue, so I might have to connect that one to Newcastle, which I might also connect it down here, because I'm going to build the Southern Highway is going to come pretty soon, but that's going to be a big investment and that could be a bit of an issue. So this highway's nearly done, as I said, and no, this one's nearly done, sorry, and this one is going to be mid to late next, maybe not, like the end of the year or something like that. And then these two ones, there'll be a southern one and a northern one, and they'll both take quite a while. So the economy we're doing slightly better, but there's no real major differences. The share of world GDP has gone up by 0.1%, so that's good, but not really what we're looking for. Growth is still pretty similar. Unemployment we've started to make a dent in, but for a while I was getting, I'm not as worried as I was now, because I started a housing project, which really started to bring the unemployment down, probably about a month ago, but it kept going up beforehand. So really, if it had been like this, just been slowly decreasing, I'd be a bit more worried, but it's took a bit of a sharp decline, which is good. As for inflation, it's slowly coming back. The deficit is very good, and the debt has increased slightly, but it's going to decrease. I think the Johannesburg line is just about operational, and that will bring in quite a bit of money, which is good. So just going to have a look at the laws that I've put in. I've mostly put in heavy taxes in order to be able to afford this. So I put the company tax, I raised that up. I had a deforestation tax to save the environment. I had a tax reduction for clean energies, which to keep my popularity up. Put my salary down. Did quite an important real estate thing. To the vehicle traffic again for the environment, industrial pollution again because that's quite a popular one, and also for the environment, and lastly a tax on large fortunes, sorry, because it's a socialist party, I want to keep them happy as well. So next time probably record back will be when it gets to 2017, and we'll see how the economy is developed. Hopefully there should be a bit of a bigger thing. And one last thing I also did was I increased the army size as well. Not because I don't intend to attack anyone in this series, but I raised the army size to keep the army on my side, and I only did by about 10,000, so is not too bad at all. So just one quick update before I end the video. It's 2017 now. It's just the beginning of 2017, and I just waited about a week or so in just to get the figures for how the economics are turning out this year. So on this day today, Russia has decided to declare war on Japan, but we don't really like either of those parties, so we can just dismiss that. The budget deficit is at 1.18%, which is very good considering it started off. It's just gone up. I don't know what that's about, but it started off around about there, and hopefully, if it's like that, we can just continue getting the deficit down. It looks like the debt has gone up as well, but so is the GDP per capita, so that's good. And the growth for next year is looking to be very good, and the unemployment is around 22%, it says, which it hasn't gone down as much as I wanted it to, but it started again taking a massive plummet, which is what we wanted. So next year I'm looking forward to, because I think in the next video, the next year that I do, could be pretty promising. If we look here, we have 0.45, so it's gone up again, the share of world GDP. Growth is at 2.40, as we said, it's going up. Unemployment's going down. Inflation is about right now, we don't want it to go much lower than that. And the deficit's gone back up, and so is the debt, but that will continue to go down. I think this line is done now, it wasn't done before, and so is this one here. Or is this one done? Yeah, so I started building this line here, this small one. And the reason I'm connecting it to the town of Kimberley, I think Kimberley doesn't really have... Oh no, it's got quite a few people. I didn't quite realise that. I think it's the only town in Northern Cape for a start. And the second reason was that I was going to use this as kind of a centre for the travels. So I was going to build one highway that goes here from Kimberley to Cape Town, therefore connecting Bloemfontein and Kimberley. No, Bloemfontein and Cape Town, sorry. Then I was going to build another one that went up here, and one that went to Pretoria. So I just wanted to find another way to connect another town to the network. But the other thing I was going to do was to connect this to here and connect this there, so it went round in a big loop. Therefore, you can get. And as for Bloemfontein, I'm going to create that downwards, probably to East London, so that you can safely reach Durban. And ideally, I could go through Lesotho, but I don't think they'll agree to that. So for the moment, I've just got to let them through. So as for laws, I didn't really do much. I did increase. I think the main thing that's helping us with the unemployment is I increased literacy, the budget for literacy, by quite a lot. So we should see some improvements kicking in from that as well. I think the housing is almost done. The army improvement is done. So yeah, again a bit of a change of scenario from the war games that I've been doing recently. But I think I enjoy particularly reviving the economy. It's a different challenge, but it's a good challenge. And so far I'm doing very well. So with that, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.